everyone, I'm here today with...
Sorry, can we try that again?
Hi everyone, today I'm here with my August book haul featuring... Ow.
Me!
This isn't working, just getting shot. Okay, I'm be comfortable. I'm not, but it'll do. Don't move me because I'm balancing on the edge. I actually was really sensible this month. I'm quite impressed with myself. Although saying that, there's a couple books that aren't actually here that we bought. Well, I bought. Oh, that was sore. This is going to be really quick because I'm sitting right on the edge of my bed and my butt hurts. Now, the first two books I'm going to show are ones publisher sent me. I think I got them in July, but I don't think I showed you them. So, the first one is Endgame by Aaaaaand. It's a Turkish, I think it was a Turkish author who has been translated. It's a crime novel, but I think it's from the killer's perspective. I don't know, or you don't know who's died or something. I'm not 100% sure, but the cover's really nice. It's actually quite a nice size. It's like bigger than other books, but anyway, it sounded interesting. I'll give this a go soon. I actually asked for it for this one, and then I started to read it at work. There we go, that's more comfortable. Now I'm just taller than you. I started to read it when I was at work and I'm like, I want it for myself. So the second book I received from a publisher was Goodbye Stranger by Rebecca Stead. It's about a girl whose name's Bridge. Yeah, she's an oddball. Her name's... Stop fixing your hair. It looks fine.
No, leave me alone.
It's distracting. Yeah, I don't really know what it's about, but a bittersweet story about friendship, growing up and having the courage to stand up for what's right. Sounds interesting enough. There you go. How do you find your own path when everyone else was going the other way? Sounds good enough for me. And it was a free hardback book, so... The first book I picked up to buy this month was Finding Audrey by Sophie Kinsella, which is her first teen novel. It's about a girl who suffers anxiety. I think she went through a traumatic experience or something, which is what started it all off. And then one of her brother's friends starts taking her to Starbucks and bringing her out her shell. I heard someone's review of this, or they'd spoken about it in their haul, and they said other people say this doesn't portray anxiety very well, but people deal with it in different ways, so we'll see how it goes. I myself have anxiety, so I can see if I relate to it or if it is a bit, but I found a receipt for this book. It sounds really interesting and I love the cover. The second book I bought this month, I bought it, I pre-ordered it and I paid for it a while back and I only picked it up this month, well August, this is now September. And that is Never Always Sometimes by Addie Alcid, which is about, what's her names? Dave and Julia, her best friends in high school, or don't know if they're best friends just from high school, but they're best friends. And they make a list of things that they'll never do, all these high school cliches. And I think it's their senior year, they go, you know what, we're going to do everything on the list. But Dave fancies Julia even though that's on their list not to fall for their best friend, and I don't really know, but it sounds like it'll be a lot of fun. I pre-ordered it and paid because Addy was doing a trip around Asia, and he said on Instagram if you pre-ordered it and sent him an email with
proof that you pre-ordered the book.
Yeah, with your mailing address, he would send you a postcard. So I pre-ordered this back in the end of June, beginning of July, and it was a week or two ago, it must have been about 2 weeks ago. My mum woke me up and she was like, you've got a postcard, and it was this. And I was like, okay, that's interesting. And if I cover my address, you'll see there, if it focuses, that it's from Addy. So basically it just says, the part of Sihanoukville...
No, the port of Sihanoukville. Okay.
In Cambodia is a touristy beach town that is strangely overrun by pizza places. We couldn't find an explanation for this, even though Khmer food isn't quite as amazing as neighbouring Thailand and Vietnam. And I love the fact that he went to write something like, oh, there's my address. He went to write and then scribbled it out to write even, and it's just, I don't know, it's a really nice touch to have something like that from an author. So yeah, I keep that in my book that I pre-ordered because that's why I got it. It also says it's for fans of John Green, so I like John Green's books. Never read any of Addy's books. I do have somewhere, I have Let's Get Lost, which is his other book, so I think I'll start with one of them. I don't know which one. I'll read them both at some point.
You just need to start working through the ever-growing pile of books you have.
I bought more today as well. The third book I got was one I heard about and I was like, I need to read this because I love ice skating and I've been looking for a book about an ice skater or, you know, to do with ice skating for a while. And then I heard about The Big Lie by Julie Mayhew.
Which is possibly the strangest book about ice skating you will ever hear about in your life.
It's basically, I saw it because it's published by Hotkey, and they put up like, it was like a meme sort of idea thing that was like a book about ice skating Nazis or something. And I was like, what? I was like, I need this. So basically it's set in Nazi England 2014, so it's like an alternative future. And it's about Jessica Keller, who's a champion ice skater. And then I don't really know much about it. I think it's something about her friend not agreeing with the Nazism in the country or something. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. And then Jess wants to keep her perfect life but also not lose her friend. But I was so keen for this, I've been so excited for it. So I think once I finish The Martian, which is now somehow got really squint, I will probably pick this up fairly soon. It got sticky from the customer order thing, like feel it.
I thought you were about to say it got sticky from a customer.
A customer, no. But yeah, I thought it was set in Germany and I read the back, I was like, Nazi England, okay. But my favourite thing about Hotkey books is the little
the wee pie chart.
Wee pie chart. So it says it's a quarter regime, quarter protest, quarter feminism and quarter desire. Feminism, yes. And the final book that I purchased was from our clearance section at work, and it is Alice Bliss by Laura Harrington. Now, I got this for £1, okay? I remember it came to my attention when I was shelving that it has, I don't know if you can even see, oh, up with the receipt. There's like a crease, I don't know how well you can see that. There, like, there's a crease there because someone folded that.
Nice, covering me with a book.
So it was stickered from, it was meant to be £7.99, went down to £3, no one bought it, went down to £1. I was like, right, I'll get it, just because I like the cover. Although I tweeted the author, she said something about the writing the screen for, like, not the screenplay, but like the script for the musical or something, and I'm like, what? They're making it as a musical? But it's about Alice Bliss, who's 15. She stands up for what she believes in, she idolises her father, and then he goes home to fight in a war that Alice doesn't believe in. She's absolutely distraught. And then, you know, basically they just, like, her and her mother negotiate his absence as best they can, waiting impatiently for his letters, throwing themselves into school and work, bickering intermittently, and in Alice's case, falling for the boy next door. But then they're told that her father's missing in action and have to face up to the fact he may never return. So, it's adult fiction, but it does sound, like, wonderful, and I need to get more into adult fiction, so this will do it. And I will shut up and let him take over for a while. Will we start off with these?
Yeah, there's 3 more books that
I
got
was
bought this
lovely
month.
enough.
Yes, Emma was lovely enough to buy.
2 of which, because this one...
Let me explain.
No, I was just going to say we won't go into detail.
Ah, right.
Basically, long story short, this one ended up in hospital.
Hello.
To get a silicone band sewed onto his eyeball. Don't ask.
I had a partially detached retina, it wasn't fun.
Yeah. So basically, of course, he goes in for eye surgery, and I think the best thing to do is buy him books because he can't read.
I couldn't read for the next 3 days after the surgery because it hurt too much.
The first book I got him was one that I got because Cameron is into science, does biology at uni, and wants to go into antibiotics, and this one I figured was kind of relevant to that and is educational. And I've heard good things about it, so...
It's Bad Pharma, How Medicine is Broken and How We Can Fix It by Ben Goldacre.
I thought it was Goldacre. Basically, It looks like this.
Sorry, I don't actually have the book with me today. And it's about all the malpractice and sort of general fuckery that goes on with the medical industry and how people are trying to steer it away from sort of being an industry about helping people and into trying to make money off of it, and essentially just kind of dissects everything that's wrong with medicine and how we should try and go about fixing it. And the second book
I picked up because I know he loves science fiction and fantasy. Like, if we go to Warsons, that's the section you will find them in. I was really surprised that he spent quite a bit of time at the film and movies bit today. But I was walking past and we had a table with just sort of new books or books on multiple copies of, and I walked past and I was like, right, that looks interesting. Picked it up, and
it was a Dark Run by Mike Brooks,
this one,
which is essentially Firefly in a novel. Yeah, if you've ever seen Firefly, it's really good. I thoroughly recommend giving that a watch as well. But yeah, Dark Run is a ship called the Kiko, which is it's like a smuggling ship captained by a one-eyed Mexican called Ichabod Drift, and basically he gets contacted by a former employer and sent to do something called a Dark Run, which is like a covert smuggling mission back to Old Earth. And the tagline for the book is, "In space you can escape everything but your past." And Ichabod's past comes to catch up with him, and he gets embroiled in lies, secrecy and danger.
Ooh.
So, cast of incredibly diverse characters, everyone's very interesting, and the story moves at a really good pace. So if you're a fan of sci-fi, good characterisation and general adventure, then I'd say it's a good book for you. And the third book, which Emma bought me again...
There's also a fourth book. It's got the second one.
There's a fourth one? Yeah, sorry. This one I actually won from Emma, which is Magician by Raymond E. Feist, because we had a reading challenge going, who could read more pages in a week, and I narrowly beat Emma and ended up winning a book offer.
In my defence though, he was off work because of his eye surgery recovery. I was working, and I had a couple of really bad days where I just felt like crap and didn't read. So to be fair, technically I won because I was out reading for 5 out of 7 days.
Way to downplay it. I still won. Anyway, Magician is a fantastic sort of sprawling high fantasy book, and the beginning of one of the longest running fantasy series ever written. It's over 30 books, I believe, all connected into different short sagas.
There's 30 books in this series.
No, well, it's several different small series. Most of them are like 3 to 4 books each, but they all come together to create a kind of sprawling overarching story. Technically, well, this one's like the first series, which is the Rift War cycle, is only 3 books. Then the second one's 3.
Oh, but that's one book.
Yeah, this is one book out of it. But yeah, technically I think if you wanted to get the main gist of the story, you'd only have to read about 15 books, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, Magician, it's a boy called Pug, who's an orphaned kitchen boy in the keep of the Castle of Cryde, and he gets apprenticed to the castle's master magician and ends up getting embroiled in a war with technically alien invaders.
Yes.
Yeah. What's up?
You should come in, my wee man. My wee boy. No.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I'm going to show him myself. Scavenger. See, the flyer. Upwards. That was my new TV unit. I could watch when I was trying to see it. Time to go to bed that day. I came in last night. And this last night. Angela said it was like that. I know, when she was watching, I've been moving in multiples. So that's my boy. That's my number 1 boy. Here's my number 2 boy.
Oh, my leg's got to sleep.
Right, let's finish this off. This will waste 10 minutes.
I know.
I was just kind of like,
Right, so
hold on, back in shot. Back to the uncomfortable position.
right, this is going to suck. Oh, tiny tap it. It's going to sleep.
Yeah, that wakes it up. Sorry, my gran appeared and started talking to the camera about my cat. Her cat.
Brief interlude for a visit from Emma's grandmother.
So as we were saying, basically Magician's really good, he's loving it, and I also got him the second one in the series, but he forgot to bring that as well.
Aye, Silverthorn.
So that's all the books I bought this month, and I'll see you some point with some video.
Hopefully.
Don't know what.
Something. Reviews of books you've finished, perhaps?
Probably, maybe.
Probably.
I've got a lot.
I might review some things. I could put one up of Dark Run for you if you wanted.
How did this move again?
It's
it just wants to move.
It's getting jealous you're talking about other books,
I'm sorry.
It wants to be read.
I love you, Mark Watney.
Watney?
I was like, I was going to say Walk Martney, and I was like, that's wrong.
No.
Yeah. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you soon with some other video. Yeah. And you'll probably see him at some point as well. So thanks guys.
Bye for now.
Bye.